You are one of the co-founders of XpertIN AI. I want you to spend few minutes to explain what your product is.
Our product is basically a career counseling tool which marries scientific tools like psychometric assessments and AI. So what we are telling is these are the 3 professions, 5 professions, 10 professions which you will find it very easy to perform
Based on the assessment.
based on the assessment and based on the data which is there in the market. The profession which we suggest is a profession where the kid is going to
Naturally excel.
naturally excel.
If 80% of the students feel that, hey, this is not what I wanted to do. So you're saying that a product like yours can save that time and heartbreak and, hard work?
And money as well.
Say 14, 15-year-old or 12-year-old, they are watching this, right? What is the sort of advice you would give them, right, about career planning or career choosing?
You need to understand yourself first. You should not be getting into a profession where you are not very good at or you will not be able to perform.
Hello. Joining us today is Mr. Devajit Kalita, a seasoned professional with 24 years of experience spanning consulting, banking, technology, and education. As a founder director of XpertIN AI, he's helping students make informed, strength-based career choices through the power of data and AI. A recipient of AI Impact Award, Devajit is a regular speaker at institutions like IIT Kharagpur and is passionate about making career decisions simpler, smarter, and more meaningful for everyone. So let's welcome Mr. Devajit Kalita. Hello, sir. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Sir, you are, one of the co-founders of XpertIN AI, and you've started this about 6 years ago,
Yeah.
right? It's a very interesting platform, or what do you call it? Do you call it a platform or application?
Product.
A product. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting product, and I would like you to explain what the product is before we get into the interview and how is it related to education and how can it help students. I want you to spend few minutes to explain what your product is.
So our product is basically a career counseling tool which marries scientific tools like psychometric assessments and AI. And why AI? Psychometric assessments are there for many years, many decades.
Correct.
So AI gives that added advantage that you can make unbiased results or you can take out unbiased results out of it. Because the moment you bring a human being into picture, any human being, there will be some kind of biasness towards his or her analysis. This AI tool, first, it is totally unbiased. Secondly, it is very fast. Thirdly, since it is AI, it is more from, it tests a result looks at a result more from a objective perspective rather than subjective perspective. So if you go to a normal counselor, he or she will say that you can become a fighter pilot, or you can become an engineer, or you can become a MBBS doctor. But he or she won't be able to tell you what are the parameters where you are lacking, because no human being is 100% perfect for any job.
Yeah.
There will be some places where you need that extra bit of effort from your side to succeed in that field. So here the AI comes into picture because so many people we have to cater, and AI helps us to give unbiased result using those psychometric assessment data. So, and it also talks about only those professions which are going to be there in another 5 to 10 years.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't talk about a profession where something known as data entry jobs. These kind of jobs are almost redundant now, and in another 5 years they will go away.
So I get it. So what you're trying to say, it's completely different from what the traditional method of doing assessment, career counseling or career assessment, where you go to institute or, place where you just do a test, and based on the test, you will have like a person who would be a counselor who would come and talk to you.
Yeah.
Now, what you're saying is that counselor probably has his own biases.
Yes.
Based on talking to you or talking to the students' parents. And what your product is doing, it's basically negating that bias,
Yes.
right? So the test is more or less similar. which
Yes, it's
has been
similar, yes.
the assessment, right?
Yes.
Is more or less similar what has been trial and tested.
Yes,
As
it is
if
trial
you
and
can,
tested, yes.
correct. It removes that human bias, or human error also, if you
Yes.
may say. But what I like is, and maybe this is really important for students and parents who are watching this, is that the AI angle, because when I was trying to understand the product, I'm like, okay, I understand it removes the bias from the whole thing. But a very interesting part that you've said, that it's also doing analysis of what jobs will be like in future. So it's basically knocking those things also out. So can you explain that further without getting too technical? If like, can you give us some example?
Uh, I will give a slightly different example. So when you go to a counselor, it, counselor talks about, let's say, counselor says that you can become a fighter pilot. As a human being, you realize that fighter pilot job is to fly a fighter plane.
Correct.
If the fighter pilot is in India, he will fly a Jaguar or
Or
Sukhoi,
whatever's available, yeah.
yeah, Rafale, whichever things. But a counselor doesn't understand that to become a person who becomes a fighter pilot, he flies a fighter plane hardly for 15 to 20 minutes in a day, that's it. And he is sitting in the office for 8 hours, at least on papers. So what is he doing? What are the different things he is doing? That's where AI helps us, that it tells that there are roughly about 80% of the time a fighter pilot spends on clerical kind of jobs, writing some data, writing some analysis of analyzing how he felt during the flight or what he saw, those things. So it's basically what we call clerical kind of work. A fighter pilot is doing 80% of his time. Hardly 5 to 10% time he's flying actually.
Wow.
So you have to understand that a good many career counselors over the years, they have whatever things they have said subjectively. And what AI does, our product does, is it tells it objectively. We put a number to it, that 70% in this kind of profession, 70% of time, you will do clerical kind of work. And if you don't have that kind of capabilities, when I say capability, I mean to say aptitude as well as attitude. Attitude is basically your personality, close related to personality. If your personality is that you cannot do a job which is 70% clerical, you better should not go there.
Correct. So there's another angle to this, right? You said error or bias as far as the counselor is concerned.
Human being is concerned, basically.
But there's also another angle you were telling me about, is that a student or the assessee might not be in the right frame of mind, might not be in the mood to do the test, maybe sick or maybe disturbed, whatever, right? And that score, it going into AI, how does, that, because the data in itself will have an error.
Yes.
Even AI can't help it, right? So do you have anything else for?
So for that, what we have done is, so what happens is mostly the school marks, which you get in your report card, the student or your college marks or any kind of competitive exams or a regular school kind of curricula, those marks are more or less right, in the sense that a student is giving those exams very seriously. If he or she falls sick, the school gives the student a chance to rewrite the exam later. So we correlate this scholastic scores, school report card scores, with the psychometric assessment data. And the moment we realize that the correlation is very high, then only we release the report. Otherwise, we tell that there was some problem in the assessment. So we can find out whether the student has given those assessments, psychometric assessments, correct in a right frame of mind.
So if the error is from the student part, that is easily,
yes,
you can rectify.
And it happens. I'm telling you, roughly around 20 to 30% of students, they are not in right frame of mind to give the exams. Because their parents are pushing them
to give that. Okay. And, all the people who come, or the students who come to take this assessment, either through your product or otherwise, are people following that advice? Or do you have any data on that, people who follow a counselor, human counselor vis-a-vis your product, which is AI based, do you see any data points over there? Do you see tilted towards something or the other?
So what we have realized when we started the company, so basically me and my partner, we are not from the world of entrepreneurship. We are bankers, we are technocrats, you're making good amount of money. But what we have realized that most of the parents, they don't go by what the counselor says. And the reason which we found out was because it is the subjectivity of the counselor. If I tell you that you have to lose weight, and if I just say you have to lose weight, you won't give a damn. If I say you have to lose weight 5 kg in 2 months' time, and these are the places where you can lose weight pretty fast. Let's say I do your DNA testing and I find out you are an evening person. I will say that don't eat in the morning. Whatever things you eat, try to push it in the evening part. So that's the kind of objectivity which AI helps us to give.
Interesting.
So that's why we started this thing, that to give that objectivity. Because otherwise, if I just say that lose weight, nobody is going to listen to me.
Correct. So whenever you are guiding them take a particular career, it's totally based on certain objective parameters, right?
Yes.
And are you also helping them in steps to take to reach there? If suppose I send my son, right? At what age do you do this assessment?
So we start from the age of 14.
14.
So
my son is 14. So yeah, let's say I get him and do this assessment, right? And say the result says, since we're talking about pilot, right? We'll continue with the same example, right? So if the assessment says that, so assessment will not say become a fighter pilot. It will give 4 or 5 options, right?
So it will give 5 to 10 options, starting from the most closely correlated job profile. So fighter pilot can be one of them. So, and there are parents who want, let's say, none of the 5 options are an engineer or a doctor, let's say. It happens quite a few times. Parents do come to us and ask, what are the places where my kid need to improve so that he become an engineer or a doctor? And
do they ask this, one second, sorry, I'm cutting you. Do they ask this because the option that they want is not there?
Yes.
Or the option is there and they want like, okay, how do they get better?
So mostly they ask it because the option is not there in one of the...
So the aptitude test says that your child cannot become a doctor, say for example.
No. So you have to understand first of all, you have to understand between a profession and a career. Or a degree. Profession and a degree. There are good many doctors in India who have not taken the profession of doctor. They have done MBBS degree, but they are not doctor by profession.
They don't practice.
Okay. There are good many engineers in India who are engineer by degree, but they are not practicing engineers. So what we always say, that you have to understand, there are parents who say that I want my kid to go to IIT. Perfectly fine. These are the places your kid needs to improve. And when you say places, not only aptitude, it is attitude as well. But again, they come back and ask me that after that he wants to do MBA. Then our question is, what is the profession you have in your mind? You ask the profession. And then we can tell you. But if you say that you are taking a detour path, going to IIT and then going to IIM, and then becoming a investment banker, I would say that you can skip IIT.
So what is this? What is the test gonna tell me? Is it gonna tell me what profession I'm supposed to do or what education? Education is the path to that profession.
It is a path.
Yeah.
So what we are telling is these are the 3 professions, 5 professions, 10 professions, which you will find it very easy to perform well.
Based on the assessment.
Based on the assessment and based on the data which is there in the market. So it is basically a profession. Basically, the profession which we suggest is a profession where the kid is going to
Naturally excel.
naturally excel,
Nice.
or he or she has to tweak few things
Few
here and
things.
there, but not significantly higher.
So basically, what you're saying is that the child has aptitude to succeed in a particular profession
No, aptitude and attitude,
and attitude.
or personality, you can say. For example, I have an aptitude in mathematics. I can get into IIT. But if you ask me, I don't have a mindset of an engineer. I'm not going, by degree, I'm an aerospace engineer from IIT Bombay. But if you ask me to go and work as an aerospace engineer or aeronautical engineer in some airlines or Boeing, or I'm not going to do it because I don't like that. Just because I have aptitude in maths, I studied aerospace, but it doesn't mean that I will enjoy that life.
So two questions came into my mind based on this. Whatever you said. So you've done IIT Bombay.
I've done my BTech in IIT
In IIT Bombay, right? Aeronautical engineer.
aerospace engineer.
Aerospace engineer, sorry. Now, did you go through an aptitude test?
No, I did not.
You did not? Okay. Of course, XpertIN AI wasn't there, so to help you. But you think if there was somebody, like that, you wouldn't have chosen IIT?
I don't know actually that era. The first time I heard about aptitude test was when I was applying for jobs in my campus. There were a couple of companies who used to conduct some aptitude or psychometric test. Not only aptitude, personality test as well.
Okay.
But that era, the only thing, so you have to understand what is IIT for a normal human. If you go to IIT today, more than 90% of the batch is from middle class. 90% middle class. 7 to 8% or 9% poor class. Rich class people, there are very few. In my batch, I have seen very few rich family people. So, if you see from the India's perspective, India's mindset perspective, the way our society moves, and you and me live in the same society, we always want to go to the next level, next higher level.
Aspirational class.
And IIT is a place, or IIM is a place, which gives you that pedestal to jump to or take a jump of 2 or 3 notches rather than normal classes.
So certain, what do you call it? You may skip certain struggles.
Yes.
So no, my question was from the aptitude angle. So I'm saying it would have helped if you had done this, or you think your career would have, because there was no option, you would have taken it naturally anyways.
I took it because I didn't have any, or I was not aware of any options.
Okay.
Today's kids are aware of so many options, which even I find it difficult to understand.
Yeah, sometimes I feel they're spoiled for choice.
Yes.
Right. So, interesting journey. You did IIT, right? And then you also did your MBA in XLRI,
Yes.
Jamshedpur.
Yeah.
Then you went abroad,
Yes.
right? So tell us about your, learning journey and working journey, because we know about XpertIN, but we don't know what led to that moment. So if you can tell us your experience both in IIT and XLRI.
So my IIT days were good because that was the era where internet has not arrived
Correct.
to the rooms. Internet was there in the campus.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it was not in the room. So I have to go to computer center to access internet or check my emails. Good amount of sports I used to play. People used to mingle a lot because there was no internet or no chatting website or Instagram or things like that.
We both are of practically same age, so I understand what you're saying.
So life was good. The people I studied with, they were competitive. At the same time, they were helpful as well. Then US stint, I worked as a techie. Initially, I enjoyed that world because where I used to use my mathematical skills to solve problems. So I was into...
So were you a coder? Or were you
I was a coder. I was Oracle. I was in Oracle database. So it was more of a coding with lots of logic. And then I came back to India. I got bored within a year or 2 at the max.
Okay.
Then the journey again started. So basically, when I was in school, I wanted to become a fighter pilot because my father was in Air Force. So if you grow up in an Air Force cantonment, you have only one dream in your mind, mostly, that is become a fighter pilot.
Okay.
I did not become, my father did not allow me to go to NDA. So next option was IIT Bombay. Because I got through IIT, came to IIT Bombay, and that's why I took aerospace engineering, because of that love for aircrafts. But the love for aircrafts, fighter planes, is totally different from what you study in aerospace engineering. It's a totally different world.
Correct.
You might be in love with your car, but automobile engineering is totally different.
Got it. And now, you continue the story. So how did it lead to XpertIN?
I became a techie, did not enjoy that life much. I was earning so much that I was well off. I had my own house in US. Then I tried few things. I tried export and import because I had so many free time in my hand. Came back to India, realized that I'm not good in finance world, so came back to India, did my MBA in finance from XLI Jamshedpur, became a banker, went to US, again came back. So basically, if I tell you in a nutshell, I was trying to find out who am I, what am I good at, or what are things which is going to stay with me for such a long time, or the profession.
So you're trying to find your own ikigai, right?
Yes.
So what you're good at, what you love doing, and what the world needs.
Exactly.
Right? So, and that led you from coding to the world of banking. But you quit banking as well.
I could quit in the sense I was not initially enjoyed. I won't say I did not enjoy. Initially I enjoyed, but after a point of time I got bored of it. And then again that question arose in my mind that what I'm made for. Why did I take birth in this planet? And those typical questions which comes to many students at that, or professionals. And then I realized that there are few things which I'm good at. I'm still continuing to do that. But this is something which, and in this journey I realized I met so many people from different professions. I made friends with them. I went and had food with them, drinks with them. And then I realized that this is something which is actually lacking in the society. A counselor who is unbiased, a counselor who has seen that kind of world by being there.
So was it from, did you meet a lot of people who are unhappy doing whatever they're doing?
Yes. So
And that's where you started
you see
digging
the
deep into...
happiness index of India. It talks about it.
Yeah, I mean, those are, of course, I'm not an expert, on how data collection is done and, how...
So I will give you another perspective.
Authenticity of those reports, because, the highest ranking are Nordic countries,
yes.
right? But one of my friends recently went there and he said half the people he met there over there were depressed. So I don't know how depressed people are the happiest people in the world. You don't see as many depressed people in India.
So that is subjective.
Yeah.
Now let me come to objective part.
Yeah.
Because we always say that we are a set of people and our product is fully objective. We are not subjective at all.
Yeah.
You might have heard nowadays that people are talking about 45 is the age when people retire. In the sense, a person who is 45 years...
we just missed it, man. We're still working. Okay.
So,
but that's a new thing?
Yes.
45? Okay.
45 is the new normal. That's what a good many articles are talking about. If you see so many people who are getting fired, if you are 45 or 45 plus, the probability of you getting a job is minimal.
Oh.
And if you see purely from the finance perspective, it's simple that a 45-year-old guy, he or she is not able to go into take on the new technologies that fast, which a young guy can do, first of all. Secondly, a 45-year-old guy, his package will be at least 3 to 4 times of a fresher or
a fresh grad,
5-year experienced guy. So now you see that if you are talking about 45 is the new normal. And with the advancement of in the field of medicine, our life expectancy is going up day by day.
Every year, yeah.
So I'm just putting a number to it. If I say that I'm going to live till the age of 80, I am going to retire at the age of 45. I am forcefully getting retired at the age of 45. So I have to have a 35-year pension plan ready with me. And this 35 years pension plan, I have to, I'm saying that, assuming that you get into the job market at the age of 25, you are retired at 45. 20 years, you have to earn, you have to save, you have to invest, so that after 45, the next 35 years, you are not dependent on somebody else. Hence, the right career is important. That's what we are saying.
That's a very bleak picture you painted, but I'm hoping that not a lot of people are getting fired at 45. I don't have the data, but you are saying that in case if you're one of those or few of those who get stuck in a cycle like this, and if at 45 you realize that I don't like what I'm doing, then what the picture that you painted is pretty scary.
So I did my MBA from XRI Jamshedpur, and XRI Jamshedpur is famous for its HR program all over the Asia. It's supposed to be one of the best HR college in the whole Asia. So I have that proximity to a good many HR heads in India. So I did talk to them. I have read good many articles of this 45 thing. And the word I heard from these HR folks is, this 45 thing, they call it payroll cholesterol. The word is payroll cholesterol, which I heard from a couple of friends. So even if it is not a normal now, 45.
Elaborate on this word, payroll cholesterol.
Cholesterol is, high cholesterol is always bad. High payroll is always bad. If you are getting paid highly at the age of 45, you reach that level where...
So companies will start firing because if they want to do cost cutting, the first people to...
Yes. And there will be exceptions. And that's why
of course.
That's why
we are not saying this is going to be a norm, but you're saying a lot of people are aspiring to either retire at 45 or are forced to retire at 45. And hence, if a product like what you have, where you can get proper guidance into what your aptitude is and what you also said attitude, right?
Personality. Attitude, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit, because a lot of people talk about aptitude and attitude. So from your understanding, from your product, how do you, there is assessment to understand the personality type as well?
So basically, the building block of a personality. So there are different psychometric assessments which tell you that you have an entrepreneurial bent of mind, you have banker bent of mind, or you have a armed forces bent of mind, or you have administrative bent of mind. But if you, and again, these are one of the good things which I learned in IIT, go back to fundamentals. So the building blocks. The building block of a personality is basically your emotional intelligence, and secondly, your anxiety levels. So you and me believe that emotional intelligence is only one number. No. Emotional intelligence has more than 10 parameters. There are different parameters. One of the parameters is empathy, another parameter is understanding motivation, understanding contribution. This kind of different parameters emotional intelligence have. So we see these individual parameters, and based on that, and again, for anxiety, you talk about anxiety, it's a generic term. There are again good many parameters. It has tension as one of the parameters. It has apathy as one of the parameters. So we look at these building blocks, and then we say, we never say that this person has a entrepreneurial bent of mind. If you see from a parent's perspective, what will a parent, if I say your kid doesn't have the entrepreneurial bent of mind, what can a parent do? He doesn't know those building blocks where he or she can tinker. Or the kid knows, he doesn't know where to tinker. When you say you have scored less on empathy, and you want to become, let's say you want to become a doctor.
Correct.
You need a higher empathy. So now he or she knows that on what parameter I need to work on. She knows, she can Google itself. She can come to our platform, and our platform will also answer them. But she can Google itself that how to improve the parameter, empathy.
Or whatever parameter they are lacking.
So these parameters are the building blocks.
Okay.
Just like a bodybuilder, he goes to a gym, he says that I will going to work on my triceps or biceps or different
Correct,
muscles.
correct, correct.
So I'm talking about these different muscles.
So again, then my question is then, if say, and I'm sure you must be getting a lot of these questions, like on my aptitude, right? If I'm not naturally inclined towards getting, say, a analytical sort of a job, right? And my parents wanted me to take a, more of an analytical sort of a role. Then is there some tinkering also can help, or it's like, you're not pre-designed or predisposed to do this, so avoid it?
So
Because attitude, people talk about attitude correction in a very positive way, that yes, it can be done. But what about aptitude correction? It can be done?
So, be it aptitude or attitude. So, when you do a psychometric assessment, you are in a band, a percentile band. Let's say you are in aptitude, let's say on mechanical, you are at the band of 8, 80 percentile, or simple words. From 8, you can go 2 up or 2 down. Then from 8, you can go to 10, or you can come down to 6. But if you are at 4, you cannot reach 8. Because if you try to do that, you are going against the forces inside your body.
You're saying both in attitude and aptitude?
Yes. A person who is totally apathetic, you
Cannot-
cannot be making highly
Cannot
empathetic.
come in empathy level at all.
It happens from attitude perspective. It happens only when something happens in your life,
Earth-shattering moment.
earth-shattering moment. Then only it happens. But nobody can predict when that earth-shattering moment can
So basically, your brain sort of rewires
Yes.
in a certain shock, right? And then suddenly you develop empathy.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Devajit, you must be visiting your college like IIM and XLRI. You must be meeting your batchmates. So, without getting into too specifics, what I want to understand is that what is the sort of percentage of your batchmates doing whatever they studied for, right? Because that's what you're also trying to bridge the gap with your product, right? Rough percentages, right? Whatever you can remember offhand. And what is the percentage of people doing exactly what they studied for, right? And can we talk about their happiness? Because, when we meet friends, we share everything.
So I do meet them in alumni meetings or get-togethers, reunions. So I'll talk about IIT first, because IIT, I would say, when most of us got into IIT, we were into late teens. And we were not still, and none of us went through a psychometric assessment to
Correct.
come there. So I would say roughly around 10 to 15% of the batch of IIT are doing the thing which they have studied for.
Oh. So you're saying about 85-90% are not doing what they studied for?
Yes.
So they pivoted?
Pivoted. I'll give you an example. In my batch of around 250 odd students, BTech students I'm talking about, computer science seats were 25 seats. And the rest 225 seats were non-computer science seats. There was aerospace, there was mechanical, there was chemical, there was engineering physics, there was civil, and then we had 5-year dual courses as well. So out of these 250 odd people, I can safely say that around 150 are in the world of computers now. Although only 25 students studied computer science, but at least 150 today are in the world of, when I say computers, I mean to say they are in Amazon as a techie.
So more than 50% moved to IT.
IT, yes.
You also moved to IT, right? At
Yes,
some point.
Yes. And that was purely because I didn't have any, when I was passing
More
out,
opportunities.
More
maybe.
opportunities.
Or also easier opportunity, more high paying opportunity.
high paying opportunity, and at that point of time it was a status symbol that you are going to US,
Yeah.
abroad job. It was a status symbol. Today it is, nobody asks about it.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. as far as my MBA college is concerned, Extra Jamshedpur, uh, I would say around 70-80% people are doing what they studied or they specialized in.
Okay. So you're saying most people, when they do a postgrad, they would stick to that discipline.
Because by that time you understand lot many things about you, especially during the graduation time, that you don't tend to make mistakes. But again,
Yeah.
there are so many MBA colleges. I really doubt that we in India so many MBA grads are required or not.
Basically, what you're trying to say is that your test is, or your product is pretty important, right? Because if you get that added advantage, right, to understand, not wait till doing like really competitive IIT, and then 80% of the time you are like, oh, I don't know why I did IIT or whatever, whatever highly competitive
Exactly.
exam you get into. And then, if 80% of the students feel that, hey, this is not what I wanted to do. So you're saying that a product like yours can save that time and heartbreak and, hard work
And money as well,
and
because
money as well, yeah.
IIT coachings are not very
Yeah.
cheap. They are very expensive.
Important question. F- My 14-year-old, if we just met today, so I can't say that we are best of friends and we know each other for long, but suppose we were the best of friends, right? You were like and you would give me like advice. Um, I'm putting you in a spot, right? You would give me advice like a brother. Would you tell me, use this product, XpertIN, because this will really save, or this will help you make very important decision about your child's future?
Forget about your kid. I did the same test on my daughter.
Okay.
And based on that, so me and my wife, we both are engineers by degree.
Okay.
She is in 11th standard and she has taken commerce. And it's purely because of that test that we realized that these are the things she is good at. And the job profile which she will be enjoying and prospering will be in
Attitude,
the
aptitude, both.
commerce field.
Wow. So it can't get more real than this.
My daughter is the best example. I mean,
Yeah, it can't get more real than this. I think you answered my question. So I'm gonna use XpertIN AI and figure it out what my son or my daughter would want to do. Maybe it may be late for my daughter. She's already chosen some path based on her likes. So coming to
no, if she has chosen, you still can use the product to find out the lines she has decided on. Let's say she has decided on, let's say,
psychology.
psychology. So what are the personality? There are different personalities required. I won't say personality. The parameters of personality is required. She can find out which parameter she is not that good at, which parameter she needs to work on, so that she becomes one of the really good clinical psychologists or criminal psychologists. There are different kind of psychologists.
Yeah.
So she can still find out that where she has to put that extra effort.
Interesting. Yeah, so maybe for both, I'll do that.
Exactly.
Definitely do that. So, we spoke about people doing something wrong, and I mean, not wrong, people choosing something and then later on realizing,
That it's not up to the mark or they're not
yeah.
enjoying it.
And you spoke very important point that, it's not only just time, it's also money,
Yes.
right? So, so first part, let's take the first part, then we'll come to the money part later. The first part is that yours is a very young company. 6 years is not a lot of time.
Yeah.
Are you tracking data based on your systems AI or your products AI, if people are choosing a certain thing, how relatively successful they are compared to, just going blind? Are you tracking any data
So
like that?
we are able to track roughly around 25% of the data. And the reason is simple, because not everybody is open to share the data with
Correct.
us.
Yeah.
So in those 25% cases, we have seen the recommendation which was given by the product, where parents or the student has gone a different line, and they have come back to us that we are having some problems, we are not enjoying it, what to do next. And at the same time, we have seen that students went through what we said, and they are relatively happier than what they used to be earlier.
So what is the percentage of people who've taken your input or your product's input and are happy?
So I can talk about only this 25% because we are tracking them. But the rest, we don't know whether
they're happy, not happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roughly around the people who have gone to our product, more than 80% people are happy.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what we realize.
Yeah.
So we don't have a happiness quotient.
Yeah.
We talk to them, we get to know, okay.
Yeah, that they're relatively enjoying what they're doing,
Yes.
and they're interested.
They are more interested. They are enthusiastic to talk about what they are studying.
Okay.
So for us, that is the happiness
So
quotient.
and the 20% you would say are just not sharing enough, or are they are like, okay, we've done a mistake.
They are in both the sides, but we are not able, because for us, if a person is talking about what he or she is studying with passion, for us, that he is enjoying that.
That's a parameter, yeah.
So we are not asking, are you happy there?
But in a few years, you'll also be able to see whether they are successful in whatever they chose, right?
Again, successful is a
Relative term.
relative term.
Correct.
It's a subjective
And
term.
it's a very subjective term.
So for us, if a person is able to have a retirement plan at the age of 45, if a person is, his risk appetite is still there, because normally at the age of 45, you have kids who are in
teens, probably.
late teens, or maybe in college. So you have a good amount of stress on you from financial perspective. And if a person is relatively happier at the age of 45, we will say that this person is successful.
So again, coming to the second question, or second part of the question, you said financial, there's a financial burden, choosing a wrong field, spending money, spending time, also financial burden. So what is the financial implication of making the right move?
I will give you in a simple way. I will take the example of IIT because so many students are going for IIT coaching.
Correct.
There's a quota factory kind of environment there. So now if you see for IIT coaching, 2-year coaching, 11th and 12th, purely from financial perspective, the coaching class takes roughly around 5 lakh rupees per student. That is first cost. Second cost is those books, because whatever books coaching class gives, you have to buy some other books. Those books are expensive. Another say 10,000, and then again the commutation, because coaching class is around 4 kilometers away from your house.
Got it.
So net roughly you can save 5.5 lakh to 6 lakhs.
6 lakh.
Let's put 6 lakh number. 6 lakhs rupees you are putting in year 2025 for your kid to go to IIT in 2027. So these 6 lakh rupees,
12 lakh, 2 years.
2 years, it actually is roughly around 6.5 lakhs or 7 lakhs. And then again 4 years of engineering. It becomes roughly around 10 lakhs. So you are not spending 6 lakh rupees.
Correct. Yeah.
If whatever shot you have taken on for your kid to become an engineer from IIT, if it fails, this is the financial implication.
Correct.
Which is visible to eye. Another implication is the kid is disillusioned in life. He doesn't feel that that he's valued in the house or amongst the parents or in the society. That disillusionment cost him another.
Why do you think the child might be disillusioned?
So let's say if a parent is pushing the kid for the IIT, the kid doesn't want to be there, or probably he feels that he doesn't have the kind of aptitude to crack that. He's pushing himself. But when you push yourself very, very hard, most of the time you crack.
Correct.
And that crack, whatever disillusionment a student has, it actually, when the student joins a job, we call it job market, there you can see the difference between people who are very happy, they're able to do their job very well, and there's another few set of people who are there. You are just there. You must have seen or read the report few months back. From Infosys Training Center, good amount of freshers were fired. So if you ask me, sitting from this side of the chair, I can actually feel that they have been given training by Infosys, they worked on it, and why does Infosys need to fire them?
Correct.
They spend so much money to hire them, first of all. It's just that probably one of the reasons that they are there, but they are not the best in that lot. Only the best lot survives. Although again, there can be a debate whether this philosophy of the corporate world is right or not. That the best should go forward,
Survival of the fittest.
survival of the fittest.
Jungle law.
Again, it's a debatable thing, but
Yeah.
that's how it is.
And also it could be, some people did it because, they thought this was the best way to earn money, but
Yes.
then quickly realized that we're not enjoying this. And then when you're not enjoying something, it shows on your performance, right? So probably that. So, taking this informed decision and, understanding your own aptitude, attitude, and doing something right? So based on whatever the software or, traditional method, getting a correct counselor who will give you the right data points. Do you think that also has a very positive financial implication?
Yes.
I'm guessing so, right?
No,
It would-
counseling always have positive implication.
Yeah.
The more you delay the counseling, the more you are losing financially.
Yeah, you're leaving a lot of things to chance.
Exactly. Any kind of counseling. I always say that counseling, you need not be for example, physically I'm fit today, but still every year I get my blood report done. I take the blood report to my physician. And he or she tells me that, okay,
This is what is this. Get it. Yeah. Based on those blood works, you'll be able to adjust your life. Right?
exactly.
And
Same
your
way
lifestyle.
counseling,
Yeah, makes sense. The whole idea of me doing this podcast is, it's my own personal journey and quest, right? To understand because I'm an educator, we aspire to do schools and going further, I don't know, but we already have preschools and we aspire to do K-12 schools. Our intention is to understand that what is the real education. And today, the sort of inputs that you've given me, I think is one of the best inputs that you've given me today about attitude and aptitude, right? And analysis, I think if it can come at various levels, not just wait for the career, the
Exactly.
big decision, right? But I think it also brings me to a point. Are you making a product like that, or are you thinking about a product like that? Because I definitely feel that AI can help a lot in assessment, even at school level.
Yes.
Right? I know some people are doing it, and there are some products out there in the market, but real education could, as you rightly said, aptitude and attitude both perfectly fit to become a good, productive, and a civil member of the society.
And prosperous as well.
Yeah, prosperous, successful,
Successful.
but again, as we said, success is very subjective.
Subjective.
Right?
And relative both.
And relative, right? For somebody, getting a 2 BHK house in a city might be success. For somebody, it might not even be a starting point, right? Their aspiration might be something
Exactly.
else, right? So, Mr. Devajit, from the student angle, right? If they want to understand, what is the best career for me. What is the advice you would give? Say a 14, 15-year-old or 12-year-old, they are watching this, right? What is the sort of advice you would give them, right, about career planning or career choosing, or, is there anything that they can do to get more aligned with what your product does?
So I would say in today's world where everything is much more competitive than what it was when I was getting the job market, you need to understand yourself first.
Correct.
You should not be getting into a profession where you're not very good at, or you will not be able to perform. So better get
Or under peer pressure, like
under
my friend
peer
is doing
pressure,
it, so
yes.
I'll do it here.
So if I become a coder and I am one of the worst coders of the team, I will have the pressure on me. So I would suggest that in this era where a lot many data is available, which was not there earlier, and this happened in the last 10, 15 years. Because people were collecting data, but the computation system was not that fast enough, powerful, that they can do the analysis. So get psychometric test done anywhere, but just make sure that the psychometric test, wherever you're getting it done, you do it seriously. Because although we have...
It's like taking a health blood works done, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a report that, your cholesterol is high or low or whatever, right? Then how you use that data to become healthy, that's up to you. So you are saying that, a psychometric test
will tell you your health, personality and aptitude.
Aptitude test, and
then go for counseling. Go for counseling. In today's world, I would always suggest that do a Google search, find out who are the good, non-biased counselors. And I would always say that go to a counselor who has worked.
Or use your product, right? AI
They
based.
can use the product.
Yeah. But you're saying it's important. Your product or not getting a psychometric assessment
done
is extremely important, because it gives you that, because data is available, everything is there. So it just gives you that added advantage.
Get to know your strengths properly, because these psychometric tests are basically, it gives you a percentile. You get to know that in this particular parameter, I'm one of the best of my age group. So let me play on my strengths.
Correct. So, nowadays, India is becoming like, everybody's doing startup and, everybody wants to do something of their own. People are hustling to start something new. If, say, I do it for my son and, I'll be able to, or daughter, I'll be able to figure it out whether they are cut out to become the next startup founder or the CEO material?
No.
Okay.
So, I have seen so many psychometric assessments, because psychometric assessments we are not generating of our own. We are getting it licensed from a third party. There are so many people. We test their products. None of the psychometric...
And these are all scientific tests?
These are scientific tests.
Like done over...
5 to 10 years research.
Yeah.
So, none of the psychometric tests can tell you that whether you can be a CEO of a company or whether you can be an entrepreneur. These are not professions, you have to understand. CEO is a designation. We cannot tell that a person, you will be able to reach this designation. Because, simple reason, the score which you get in psychometric assessment, it's a percentile. So let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is minimum, obviously, you get a score of 10. That means you are in the top 10 percentile. Doesn't mean that you are the best. You are in top 10 percentile. Just because of this thing, we cannot tell whether a person will be...
And also top 10 in a certain thing, right? Like your empathy level is top 10% of whoever's done the test. Or your analytical, or your reasoning skill is
top
at
10%.
Top 10%. And based on that, you give a career advice.
Yes.
So my next question was, okay, if not a CEO, then can I know that if I'm a good leader?
No. Leadership, I'll give another example. Since I lived in cantonments, so people say that armed forces guys are born leaders. But the moment they come to private or our life, civilian life, the word is civilian. They come to civilian life, not most of them or many of them are able to enjoy this life. Forget about leading them, leading this civilian bunch of people. They're not able to enjoy it. So leadership is...
and they could have been a colonel or a lieutenant, brigadier, but they can't apply those skill sets into an environment which is not military or armed forces.
So leadership is relative.
Oh, okay. And the assessment won't be able to tell you whether...
No assessment can tell you.
So the assessment is basic. So let's say specific. What is this assessment going to tell me?
This assessment tells you about your aptitude, and your personality traits.
So when you say aptitude, meaning?
Aptitude has 8 different parameters which we select. Reasoning, mathematics, your spatial, your perceptual,
Correct.
psychomotor,
Okay.
hand-eye coordination basically.
Okay.
This is aptitude. And then your
Personality.
personality or attitude,
Correct.
which has 2 portions, emotional intelligence and anxiety. Emotional intelligence has its 4 different parameters, and anxiety has 5 different parameters.
Okay.
And based on permutation of and combination of,
Of
this
all these things.
17 parameters, 8 plus 4 plus 5,
Okay.
we suggest profession.
Okay. You suggest a profession, or this is the field that
Best
you
fit,
should be, you will thrive.
Best fit
Right?
model, yes.
And also with the AI angle, because the AI can predict what sort of jobs will stay relevant and what fields will stay relevant. Right? I think up to a certain degree it can predict.
AI, so let's go to the building block of AI. AI is nothing but it's a complex neural network model kind of thing, where it can do multi-level analysis. So in our case, since we have so many permutation and combinations at 17 different parameter level, plus what are new things which are happening in the market. So AI uses these parameters and the things which are happening in the market, marries them, and tells the right picture
So
objectively.
So combines predefined, well-documented test results,
Yes.
that data into continuous data which is there in the market based on job searches or jobs available, and or job forecasting. So it'll marry both of that data and give out an answer to.
Yeah, you're very close to what we actually do.
Okay. So I mean, that's the whole point, right? If I can understand it, then probably all the audience also can understand it. And then, I think it's extremely helpful. If I was 14 years old, I would or whatever age you also. What is the age you start basically testing?
We are start from 14 years and we go as long as 45 years.
Okay, so I've crossed both. So not 14 anymore, not 45 anymore.
Because there are a lot many people who want to change profession because they realize that they're not in the right profession. So we help them as well.
So I definitely feel it's great importance to students, right? 14-year-olds, wherever they are, they should do this. Let's go to the parent side, or let's go to the school side. I see AI helping a lot in all these things. Suppose I've done this, or my son does this, and then he realizes that there are certain disciplines where he's naturally good at, so he wants to maybe practice it more. And there are certain, say he's extreme, he's really bad, and he wants to at least make it to a level where it won't harm him. Right? So balance it out. He doesn't want to become great at everything, but the negatives he wants to polish it and get it to, like, what we say, just pass
pass or acceptable
limits, right? And something which is he's good at or she's good at, she wants to excel or become. Do you think schools are ready? Are schools doing something about this? Because by the time these kids come, in the next 10 years into workforce, the world will be different. Your test might be able to predict, but the schools are not reacting as fast. So what can the schools do? So if I was a school owner, or if I was a teacher who was watching this, and I'm like, hey, I like what this guy is doing, and I like what AI in general is doing, how can I help my students who are going to join the workforce in the next 10 years?
So if school gets this kind of data of all its students, and school shares it with the respective teachers as well, the teacher will get to know that this particular student A. So our model also predicts, this is for the school only, that student A, he is going to score marks in mathematics in the range of 70 to 80 marks or 70 to 75 marks. So if school gets to know this, they can help their kids rather than, let's say somebody has scored in a maths paper where highest was 100 out of 100 in a school, which happens very normally.
Correct.
And lowest was, let's say, 70 marks. and average marks of the class is, let's say, 90 marks. I'm just throwing some numbers. So
Really intelligent children in that school, I must
yes.
say. Okay.
So school is going to reprimand the kid, or not reprimand. They're,
They might feel the 70 percentile is not
yeah, but
putting in enough.
if you see the 70% kid, probably he has worked really hard because he is in the
To-
60% marks range.
Okay.
So if you don't,
He's not cut out. The aptitude doesn't allow him to be
yeah, so
even 70.
so if you don't incentivize this kid who's in the 60% range and scoring 70 or 75 marks, then you only know that how kids react nowadays.
Okay.
Because kid knows that how much hard work he or she has put up.
Correct.
So it helps school as well.
So
Because that
definite-
kid is definitely going to be good in something else. For best example is Sachin Tendulkar. We all know how good he used to fare in school exams. But of his age group people, that batch, I think nobody is, I'm talking about pure numbers again, nobody is more richer and happier than him.
Probably. Probably. So you are saying that aptitude will, or this test will at least make the teacher understand what the children are good at or naturally inclined towards,
Yes.
and what they might not have the aptitude for,
Yes.
and where they'll need help.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. And then maybe the school or the education, the planners can think about, get some data on how the world is changing and probably add that data and maybe improve the subjects, because we are still doing the same old, rote learning. Rote learning is still now phasing out, but we are still doing all these exams to pass, like you said,
Exactly.
70%, 80%, and you also said, right, in your batch, you met 80% of the people who are not even doing what they really worked hard for. So
4 years they have worked hard for that, those numbers.
yeah, they worked hard over there, but extremely hard to crack that exam and do that. But they're not even using that in their
Exactly.
life. I'm sure the lessons from that may have helped them to shape their personality and all that, but they're not utilizing what they learned. So I think schools have to become more relevant, and I think AI, whatever data is available and whatever modeling you are doing or companies like that, like you all are doing, I think if it marries that data to the education system, I think that will help students the most, because a lot of things that we learn or will learn in the next 4 or 5 years is going to become irrelevant in
Yes.
the next 20 years, right? I heard, I was reading somewhere, a bunch of programmers got fired, right? And I'm sure they must have studied really hard for that coding language, and now they feel that AI can code much faster, right? So all that is gone waste. Of course, they'll pivot to something else anyhow,
Exactly.
but it saves time, it saves heartburn, it saves a lot of money. So very interesting, I would say, there are a lot of podcasts which are very interesting. This was definitely one of them. But there are very few podcasts where I learn something extremely, like really new, and it changes my understanding of what true education has to be. And I think your podcast and talking to you definitely has shifted few things in my head, where I feel the importance of data driven assessment and data driven decisions, which may save time. And education is vast, right? It starts when you're 3 and it goes on till you're, most cases till you're 21. In special cases, with postgrad and all that, it goes till 23, 24,
Yeah.
right? And this data or this analysis and input can save a lot of time. It can save a lot of heartbreak. It can save a lot of money. So it was great talking to you. So we finished all the serious talk, and giving advice to parents and students and all that. Now we have something easy for you, because this is something that helps our audience to understand you as a person. It also adds a little fun element to the whole conversation. So rapid fire, you're not going to get any hamper. So there's no coffee bag anywhere. But just to get a peek inside, your interest and what you are as a person. So I'll start with the first question. What is your most favorite way of spending a Sunday afternoon?
Having lunch with my family, which is cooked by me.
Oh, which is cooked by you. Awesome. So you like to cook.
Yeah, I know how to cook. I'm a decent cook.
You're a decent cook. Okay. We should ask your family about that. Um, uh, which is your favorite book, and if you can recommend it to people watching?
So my favorite book is Siddhartha. Uh, the book's name is Siddhartha, and the writer is Herman Hesse.
Herman Hesse.
It's a very small book, 120 page or 130 page, not a very thick
very
book.
profound book.
But I took roughly around 2 weeks time to complete this book.
You know, there was a movie made on that book.
Yes, that Simi
Shashi
Garewal-
Kapoor.
Shashi Kapoor and Simi
Kapoor,
Garewal, yeah.
Many years ago.
Many years
But the book is fantastic. The movie didn't do justice to it. If the time or money, like, you know, having free time or extra money was not a constraint, and you could go anywhere on a holiday, you know, or a vacation what is the place that you would choose?
I would like to go. Which are the places I have not been to? I've been to most of the places. Berlin I have not been to, so I would like to go to Berlin and meet people from both the sides. So earlier they used to call us FRG and GDR, East Germany or West Germany.
You're a history buff.
I love history.
You love history. Okay. Okay. We know you cook, but if suppose the dinner was paid for, you know, which celebrity would you like to take out for dinner?
I would like to go out with Ranveer Brar.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Ranveer Brar, the
Ranveer Brar?
celebrity chef.
Okay.
I see his channel sometimes.
Okay.
And the way he cooks and the ease with which he cooks and tells people, that is fantastic.
Nice. So, okay, last question, okay? Again, no filter, but you have to tell us the truth, okay? So, one of the worst decisions of your life?
I won't be calling it decision, purely decision, but I accepted my father's decision to not to go to an NDA because I still feel that I should have revolted at that point of time.
Yeah, and become a Air Force
Fighter pilot. Yeah.
Fighter pilot. All right. So on that note, we'll end our rapid fire, and it was wonderful chatting with you. As I said, you know, one of the few podcasts which has shifted my thinking about how education can be improved. Thank you very much for your insights, and all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Education Matters by JK. I'm your host, Jitendra Karsan. If you liked this episode, then do stay tuned for the next episodes where we'll be calling in more interesting guests. Do like, share, and subscribe our channel, and also comment if you would like me to invite any special guest or talk about more important topics about education. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.